is awesome. Okay, there could be 4 people defending him, and he will find a way to make that shot. Now, what I also love about him is after he makes that shot, he's not one of those that walks off the court that's like, yeah, yeah. He doesn't do all that. He runs down to the court like, yeah, I made that. I was supposed to make that. But he has that attitude because he practices. What I even wrote on my blog recently was that as women, when it comes to finding Mr. Right, we haven't practiced what it feels like if he was in our life. We know what Mr. Wrong looks like because we keep attracting him. We know him down to a T. We know exactly what he's going to say before he says it. We know when he angles his head like this, what he's thinking. Because we are practiced at how to pick the wrong guy. We have shown ourselves, we have rehearsed this over and over. But we don't know, which is why we were struggling with finding out how it feels to have Mr. Right in our life, because we never sat down and thought about it. We've never thought about that. And so how are you ever going to get Mr. Right if you don't know what it feels like to be in his presence? You get what I'm saying? Okay? That's why nice guys get pushed away and bad boys get laid. Because we know the bad guy is bad for us. But like what somebody over here said, by date 3, they knew the guy was bad for them, but they stayed with him for 6 years. Wasn't it over here? Okay? Okay, we know. As women, we have intuition. We just know things. And yet you continue to be with this guy, listen to his lies, lie after lie after lie, but then we convince ourselves, well, maybe I'm just being dramatic. No! Grab your purse and run, okay? But when it comes to Mr. Right, you have to start knowing how that feels. Live in that emotion. When you did your exercise, what did a day look like with Mr. Right? Some of you really was struggling, just looking at me like, this girl crazy. I don't know where she came from. Okay? But it's true. Okay? Because we can sit up here and we can complain about, oh, there's no good men. Oh, men are this, men are that. But I have to tell you, 2 years ago, 22 of my friends and family got married. And they had only knew the guy maybe 6 months to a year. Okay? It is possible, and they're happy. It is possible. People get married every day. Doesn't mean it always lasts. But people always they can get good guys. But you have to get out of your own way. And as Dee was saying, you have to be the experience that you want. You have to be that. A nice guy is not going to want to come up to you if you sit over here like, You get what I'm saying? And that's kind of the energy I get sometimes from even my clients. Even my clients, they're like, Shay, get me a man. Get me a man, and he's got to do this, 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 and this. Okay, I'm sorry. No, I am not God. I cannot give you all of that. But what I can tell you is that what you're putting out there is the reason why you're getting the type of men that you're getting. It's weird because it's like when we have the bad boy, you open up to him, knowing that he's not going to stay. But when there's a good guy who's really available, you're like, oh, he's too needy. He always wants to see me. That's what you wanted. I had a client this week say to me, Shay, you remember that guy I told you about? Well, he already wants to go on a date with me, and I've only talked to him twice. I'm like, that's because he wants to get to know you. Yeah, but I don't know about him. I don't even know if I like him. No, you're not going to find out if you like him on the phone. You need to be in his presence. But she's giving him the 3rd degree, but the guy who deserves the 3rd degree is not getting it. So that's my point, is that you know what you don't want because you've practiced it. You have rehearsed that over and over and over, ad nauseum. Start practicing something good. What does that feel like to be with Mr. Right? What does he give you? Does he give you roses? Does he give you tulips? Does he give you jewelry? Well, if that's the case, go give that to yourself. start giving that to yourself. Because Mr. Nice Guy can show up today. Mr. Right can show up today, and you know what? You will push him away. You'll screw it up. Because
I probably agree because I just did that. I just did that.
yeah, because you don't know. It's an unfamiliar feeling. You're like, well, I don't know. He's just a little too nice. He's a little too available. I don't know how to do this. But if it's the guy that's really arrogant or, I don't know, living with his mama, apparently that is really an epidemic right now. I mean, today I heard it. This whole week I've been here. I don't know, but they're not dating me, so I don't know. It's just weird. Okay, so, but we know what that looks like. We know the Bible verse that their picture should be next to, and we still date them. Start thinking about the experience you want to have with Mr. Right and start cultivating that in your life. And that's how you will end up attracting Mr. Right. Does that make sense to everybody?
Well, it does make sense, but it's still not very easy simply because you've not been there yet. You still don't know. And unless you're modeling somebody, unless you're watching somebody, it's really, because you've been through, or maybe not you, but we've been probably through many negative experiences, so all we know is negative.
And then you keep rehearsing those in your head over and over.
Yes, so how then do you start experiencing positives unless it's like you go to get a job and you're told you need experience, but you need experience with good experience.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Get clear about how you want to feel in that relationship. You know you don't want to be curled up in a ball, depressed on your floor because he's out doing something, crying. Okay? How do you want to feel? Just how do you want to feel? No, please do not go see a chick. No. How do you want to feel? You know what it feels like to be happy. Okay? What is it that makes you happy on a consistent basis? And if that's how you want to feel when it comes to men, kind of imagine that. Kind of feel how that's going to feel in your body. To be happy, to be satisfied. After a good meal, I mean, you know what that feels like in your body. You don't even have to have eaten it. You know what that feels like. So start thinking back to happy moments in your life or happy moments from a relationship, even if it was short-lived, and magnify that instead of magnifying the bad things.